Honoring in relationships. But what does it mean to honor? Honor has become one of those big yet simple words that we use so nonchalantly but don't really understand its meaning. Well, I went to Google and this is what it says. The baseline definition of honor is to esteem and treat another with respect because of who they are. Honor is the sense of valuing others and seeking to enhance the reputation of someone. So, this honor they speak of here in Google, is it limited to your parents who are good? To your leaders who always make good decisions? Well, 1 Peter 2 verse 17 says, honor everyone. And that includes your parents who sometimes don't get it right, your leaders who sometimes don't make the right decisions, yes, even the beggar down the street. Why do we honor these people? Because of who they are. They are God's children. We honor everyone because they are valuable in God's eyes. In Romans 12 verse 10, Paul says, love one another with brotherly affection and outdo one another in showing honor. So I want to encourage you, outdo one another in showing honor.
Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. God has blessed each and every one of us with incredible spiritual leaders and amazing parents, whether they are biological or non-biological. They have shown us firsthand what it looks like to submit to God and lay down their lives for us. We honor them by first submitting to God and laying down our lives for the next generation. We might not always agree with their ways of thinking, but we need to honor God and trust that He places specific people in our lives that they should show us wisdom, guidance, and counseling. We honor our elders by respecting them at all times, by loving them, by serving them, forgiving them, and showing them grace because they will make mistakes. We have to honor those who have gone before us. We have to love them.
Family is a part of God's plan. His desire and will and purpose for us sometimes is also to function in a family structure. In the Old Testament, we are introduced to God as a figure who is far beyond our reach, who communicates through a prophet or two. And in the New Testament, Jesus reintroduces us to God as a father who calls us sons and daughters, who has prepared and set a room for each and every single one of us. It's such an interesting and a beautiful picture and a piece of imagery where we do not choose the family that we are born into, but in God's family, He chose us long before we chose Him to be a part of His family. And in honoring God, we are able to honor our parents. We honor every other relationship that we have with the people in and through and all around us because of our relationship with God. Relationship is part of God's plan and purpose, and each family has a specific function and a calling in the body of Jesus Christ.
Family. God loves families. God loves it when families live in unity, when families represent His kingdom so beautifully. There's something so beautiful about families, that families are tasked with a beautiful, very important role of raising the next generation of world changers. God puts people in families for that, and be it a spiritual family or the physical family, God brings in families for that. And the story in Genesis chapter 1 of Joseph and how his brothers betrayed him and sold him as a slave to the Egyptian. Towards the end of the book of Genesis, we see how instead of repaying his brothers with evil, or repaying evil for that, Joseph did something beautiful. He served his brothers even though they hurt him, and God restored the family in that. And sometimes we go through times in our families where we are hurt, where we are disregarded, and we are maybe tempted to repay that with bad. But God always wants us to make space for Him to move in that and restore our families. Jesus is able to restore our families.